And we're back with another episode of the Pals Podcast. I'm your co-host, Danielle Galarno.
Wait, you missed something. The Pals Podcast presented by
Hardbite Chips.
It feels so good to say the Pals Podcast presented by now. Before we get into the sponsor, we're going to talk quickly about the episode. We've got an old pal of mine, actually. Danny, you didn't, yeah. So he's a good friend of mine from high school. Well, maybe not a good friend, but we've become closer now. His name's Phil. He's a chef and restaurant owner, hospitality guy. If you know Piccolo in Toronto or John Street Tavern.
And Melrose.
Yeah, he's a chef there too. So it's funny how it goes because when we were younger, like we were never super close. And then, you know, we just ran into each other a couple times. I'm like, man, Phil, like I need to get you on the podcast because we need to talk about this. So really excited to have him on. You guys are really going to like this episode. You're going to enjoy it. And now let's talk about our presenting sponsor, Hardbite Chips. Proudly Canadian. Danny, what do you like about them?
They're all natural.
I know, and they're great. And they got so many different flavors.
Really, really good.
So we haven't opened this one because we've already tried this one. So this is going to be the one that kind of just like stays with us, like has like a prop. But the spicy ketchup, bomb. Danny didn't try that because I devoured the whole bag last night. Yeah, the avocado one, another banger right here. It's just so good. Proudly Canadian too. I think the potato farmers themselves are actually ones that make the chips. So it's like a really cool.
So you know it's good quality and it's all natural ingredients.
Yeah, that's the big part. If you're gonna snack and you're gonna eat, you know, let's say you're gonna snack. You want something that at least got good quality. It's good nutrition, or maybe not good nutrition, but it's good quality. It's all natural and most importantly, proudly Canadian, just like your pals.
And yeah.
You want to add anything else, Danny?
No, they're just delicious. So go buy a bag at any natural food grocery store nationwide.
Yeah, nationwide. And obviously we'll be talking a lot about them through the course of the next few weeks or the next few months with our partnership. But we'll also be doing giveaways and a lot of fun stuff. So stay tuned. Give them a follow on social media, Hardbite Chips. And then Danny.
That's it? Didn't you have a funny story?
No, I'm not going to tell it now. I'll tell it during the podcast.
Oh, I was like waiting. I thought that's why we were doing an intro.
Oh, no.
I was like waiting for the story. I was like so excited. But you know what? It's fine. Let's fucking go. Get into the episode. Goodbye.
Danny's got the leather pants on today.
Yeah, they're comfy.
Are they? Where's the hooker boots? Are they there too?
No, just the cowboy ones. Not as hustlers.
All right, well, welcome back, Phil. Before we jump into this, why don't you give us a quick rundown of who you are, what you do, what makes you special?
I don't know what really makes me special.
You know what's so funny? I never actually asked that. Everyone says the same thing. Well, am I really special?
Everyone's special.
Everyone that comes on this podcast is special.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some people would say I'm special, I guess. But my name's Phil. I'm a chef in the city of Toronto. We kind of run like 4 different restaurants. So ones that you might have heard of, Melrose on Adelaide, St. John's Tavern, Paradise Grotto, our newest restaurant, and then Piccolo Caffe. And we got another couple in the works too. So yeah, really my job, like my title is culinary director. So I just kind of support the chefs in everything that they need. I work a lot in like menu development. And just my day-to-day is not really in the kitchen as much anymore, but a lot more administrative, I would say. So, yeah.
It's so interesting because like so for those listening, we grew up together. We went to St. Mike's you were there from 9 onwards, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
we've known each other. Fuck, we're going back. This is 20 years. No,
I know,
not quite. Sorry.
Fucking insane to say.
We would have been 14 when we got in grade 9, no?
Yeah.
14, 15, and now we're 33.
Turning 34 too soon, yeah.
Man, almost 20 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I feel like until I saw you maybe a couple of years ago, I had no idea that you were even in this, like the hospitality space.
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of got into it a little bit late. I've always loved cooking. Like, my first cooking job was I was like 16. I worked at a summer camp. The only reason I had that job too was because I went to the camp. My parents found a bunch of weed that I had at my house. They came up, threatened me to ground me for the whole summer. So I was like, okay, I got to find a fucking way to just stay at this camp for the rest of summer. So yeah, while I was up there, I was just like begging them. I'm like, listen, I can't go home. I'm like, anything, I'll do anything. They're like, okay, like there's nothing right now, but you know, like we're going to work on something. We'll call you. So I did end up having to go home for like a couple weeks. And yeah, so like, but I mean, on those couple weeks, I was like,
that's how your cooking career started.
I mean, it goes a little bit deeper than that. This is my first cooking job, but yeah, so like So I went home for a couple weeks. My parents and I went on vacation with my parents. So how grounded could you possibly really be on vacation? Then the day I get back, they call me. They're like, yeah, the rest of the summer, you're good. Come back up. We got a job
So
for
you just like got away with hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the summer was over and I went back to school and like fucking all was forgotten. So yeah.
You basically just lucked out on that one.
Yeah. Super hard. Yeah.
Okay, so but when did you realize you actually liked cooking?
I mean, at a very young age.
Like 14 and 15-year-olds enjoy cooking.
Like, did you cook when you were young?
Never. I made salad and grilled cheeses. That's it.
Yeah, I was always had an interest in cooking. My grandma, God rest her soul, terrible cook. So I know
Really?
I have no like.
I've never heard anybody say that.
I know, right?
Never heard anybody say my grandmother was a terrible cook.
I know. I mean, I love her, but just the memories I have of like some of the dishes we would eat are like so fucking awful. But
Boiled hot dogs and shit.
like boiled chicken breast with like a scoop of Old El Paso salsa on it, like that was a good meal. Like with white rice, that was it. So yeah, shit like that. I think maybe that was a reason why I was like, okay, there's something better out here for sure that I can like explore and enjoy. But like for instance, in grade 9, like take your kid to work day, my mom worked at like RBC, my dad worked for the city of Toronto, had no interest in joining them for take your kid to work day. So like Mikey Leitner, a mutual friend of ours, his uncle was the chef at the Four Seasons. So I was like, that sounds fucking rad. So I just went and like asked him if I could go with him for take your kid to work day. Just like went and saw like how the whole industry like looked from that age and stuff, and I kind of fell in love there.
Hey, good for you, because I'm pretty sure like I just like skipped my work day. I was like, oh, it's just a free day off. So the fact that you actually like went somewhere and did something you actually enjoyed.
You didn't just like take a snooze or something. That's what I took a snooze in the back of my dad's truck that day. I'll never forget it.
I'm sure I was somewhat forced by my parents. Like when I told them to like that I didn't want to go with them, they're like, okay, we'll find someone that you want to go with.
But what like 14-year-old says like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the kitchen.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guess obviously it worked out. Okay, so
what was your worst job in the kitchen? Because like obviously you have to start somewhere.
I mean that camp cooking job was pretty brutal. I was like the salad prep cook, so all I would do is like literally like chop cucumbers all day and like wash lettuce and just fuck around. Like I was just straight. I was like 16 years old. I had at this point I had no like ambition of pursuing a career.
It was just
cooking.
Get me out of the house.
It was just get me out of the house. It was like kind of fun and cool, but like even at that camp we were like looked at as like the degenerates of the camp as well. So it was kind of like it was Muskoka Woods for
oh my god
camp. Yeah.
Okay. I've been.
Is that a good camp? Like
it's
yeah,
a good camp.
it's a resort.
It's actually a sports resort for children. But
what do you mean? It's like a resort.
I'm not a Muskoka guy.
The food's good.
I'm not a camp guy either.
It was fine.
I just like the salad bar. Like that was like the one thing I ate every day.
Shout out to Phil.
Thank you. You were probably the one. You were probably sitting there.
Phil? I made the good salad bar.
You know what? You're a couple years older than me. Like it probably would make sense that you were probably working and I was just like
honestly, in
the camp. That's kind of funny.
You're welcome, Danielle.
Wow,
yeah, thanks. Thanks for feeding me for a week.
And here we are.
It is really funny. Okay, so wait, after this, so you're 16, 17. Did you go to George Brown after? Or?
No, okay, so I had a whole other career before I ever actually like pursued a professional career. I was in sales for a long time, so I can give you like the kind of short run of everything. So out of high school, I went to St. FX in Nova Scotia for a couple of years. Had zero idea what I wanted to do. Probably didn't even want to go to St. FX, really. I was just kind of following buddies around. I lasted there for like 2 years, definitely like partied a little bit too hard, probably was not focused at all, like maybe failed a class or two. But, you know, in second year, I kind of pulled it together. I was like, I'm starting to make a plan in my head of like, all right, I want to go to UBC. I'm going to like do everything in my power to get my grades up and just like get over there. I was huge into snowboarding in high school. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, so that was kind of my my goal. I didn't end up working out, so I transferred over to UBC. Had a great time out there. It's an amazing place. Finished up out there. Still had no idea what I wanted to do. I got like a sociology degree and like a minor in Indigenous studies. So I was like kind of all over the place. But out of university,
Indigenous studies, like
yeah,
what a random thing.
It was really random, but very interesting.
It's really good to know though.
Yeah,
like in this day and age, like it's really good to learn about.
Probably more valuable than my sociology degree.
100%.
But yeah, after that, like the only job I could get, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So I worked at Enterprise Rent-A-Car out of university for like 2.5 years, and then that got me like another really random job selling industrial hand tools. So I did,
sense.
So like I was like, it's called Apex Tool Group, but it was like a conglomerate company of like 30 different household tool names that you would know, like Lufkin tape measures and like crescent
Makita
wrenches
and shit.
Yeah, like not as much power tools, which was the funny part. It was like literal like screwdrivers and wrenches and shit.
Okay,
like
still legit.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. It took me to some cool places. I got to travel around all of like Ontario, Quebec. I would go down to the States like all the time for conferences and stuff like that. But I took a trip out to London, England, to visit my cousins out there. And my cousin was like, "Do you like your job?" I was like, "No, not at all. It's just a paycheck and kind of like affords me to like be a hooligan and do whatever I want to do." And you know, I had corporate cards, so that was kind of nice as well. And she's like, "What do you actually like to do?" And I'm like, "I've always loved cooking. Like, I would love to pursue a career in it, but I've always been kind of like discouraged by my parents, not in a bad way. I don't ever want to like say it in a negative way, but it was more like they were like, you know, like people don't make that much money there. Like there's like bad alcohol and drug habits, which is definitely true. But yeah, so I was kind of always discouraged. And then she kind of like sparked this like interest in it again for me. And like as soon as I got back from that trip, I quit my job and I applied to George Brown, got in.
So I wanted to say something too before we get into George Brown and the cooking. I love St. Mike's. I'm never going to talk shit about St. Mike's. But I think the mentality at St. Mike's, especially with the parents, is that your son has to go to university.
100%.
Like, I think the university rate's like 90%, and then college rate's like 5%. That's like a 5% like no-show or whatever. But it's actually crazy that some people aren't meant to go to university. Like, there's no reason people should be going to university if that's not what you're passionate or that's what you really want to do. Like, my parents were you have to go to university. You have to go to university. We don't care what degree you get. You have to go to university for 4 years and get a degree. And like they didn't care. I was like, looking back, it's like I could have went into construction for 2 years at George Brown and I'd be 5 years ahead of where I am now. Right? Again, completely different things, but like somebody like me who has a family business in construction.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I just go to George Brown, do my construction degree there, get my construction technician certificate, whatever it's called, and then go work for the family business at 20? Like,
yeah, I mean, totally. I think for me, for sure, like I was also very much pressured. Like, you have to go to university. It's like my parents like, we're gonna pay for it. Like, you're gonna go. Like,
that was exactly my parents.
You know?
We're gonna pay for it as long as you pass. And if you don't pass, if you don't get your degree, you owe us that money.
Yeah.
I don't think they said you owe us that money. Maybe I made that.
It's implied.
But like it was just like, we're gonna pay for it. We're gonna do whatever it takes. But you better They didn't say F word, but like you better graduate and you better like not fail. You better do. You got 4 years to finish it. Even though John took 6 because he did a program and a half basically.
Oh yeah,
but
I took
like,
the 6 year route for
yeah,
sure.
well, yeah, he did 2 years pre-law and then he switched over to engineering. So tough luck. But like St. Mike's is that mentality.
Yeah,
where
my
it's
school
like,
was the same way.
Actually,
though.
I want to ask, Danny, because you went to.
I went to French Catholic high school.
Wasn't it a dance school too or something?
No, I like went to Carter first, but I only went there for grade 9 and 10, and then I moved back to the French school.
Okay.
So
And
I graduated from the French school, and that's
and
like there's only 80 kids in my grade. Maybe 5 didn't. I think almost everyone went. One person
Everyone went to university
or college, yeah.
or college. Okay, so
Maybe
is it-
like 5 people didn't, and it was because like one person did like a grade 13.
Yeah.
And
just
the
feel
rest
like in
basically
society
went.
now, everyone's like pushing like university. It's like, man.
But I was at a small school, so it's like a bit different. Like everyone had like
But think
very
about this.
similar core.
If you're, and I tell younger people all the time, whoever wants to listen, if you go to university, let's say marketing, because marketing is just like a hot job for young people. You go to university, you study 4 years, you're about 60 grand in debt after 4 years, unless you're paying it back. But let's say 60 grand. At best, you graduate university, you're making $40,000 a year in marketing.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
sales
right
is
out.
different. Sales like bonus, but you're probably
Right out.
Yeah, you're
100%.
You're making $40,000 a year. It takes at least, even if you live at home, you still need like, actually 40 is technically 30 after taxes. You need at least like 10 grand to live as like a 22, 23 year. So it's going to take you at least minimum 4 years to pay your university degree back.
Longer.
If you go into college, you could literally go to college for 3 years, get your something in the trades, join a union, and instantly at the age of 23
Yeah, but
or
it
22,
also-
you're making $30 an hour, $35 an hour.
I think the one thing though that's like the part of university that you can't put a price tag on is like the life experience that you get there though.
Yes.
But
And
that's
like
like
that I
living
wouldn't
away
trade-
though. That's like living away though, because I knew a lot of people that stayed home and went to York,
Yeah, true.
or went to U of T that didn't get the same experience we had.
Right.
Like living on your own for 4 years. I think the biggest thing it taught me is how to grow up.
Yeah.
How to budget. Like, okay, my parents gave me, I had $200 a week allowance, or $100 a week allowance.
I got in a lot of trouble. My mom's going to listen to this.
No, my parents in first year we had the cafeteria card, and I worked that summer, so we didn't really get much, but we didn't need much because you have a cafeteria card.
Yeah.
In second year, my parents gave us groceries, and that was it. And then in third year, like every year they went a little bit down, right? And then eventually you got like $50 a week in allowance, but I was working, so it didn't make a difference. but it taught you how to like budget, time management, how to be responsible. Like, again, in high school, you could fuck around and still pass and wasn't like crazy hard. Well, in university, when you're living on your own, you got to do laundry. You got to make it to class. No one's breaking your balls to wake up to go to this class to get your marks, right?
It kind of teaches you like discipline that you need. And like, that's the thing. It just like teaches you how to adult and how to like get through, make your own schedule, that kind of thing. And I definitely was like terrible at that when I first got to university, because I feel like that, and again, I won't talk shit about St. Mike's either, but like I think that was like another thing is like you don't really realize how privileged you are until you go to a university and you're like mixed amongst a bunch of other people that come from way different financial backgrounds and stuff like that, right? So
but we were privileged at St. Mike's.
100%.
And you have to be some sort of privilege to be at St. Mike's because it's a private school that costs an insane amount of money a year, right? But again, you learn a lot of different things. Like one thing that I learned was, again, like you turn out, maybe not you turn out to be a more responsible person, but I believe I was responsible going into university because of St. Mike's, right? Like I remember like Terry Sheridan, like just
Terry Bear.
Fuck, man. Some days he like scared the shit out of me, right? Like Father Fulton, a lot of these guys, right? I'm gonna switch back to cooking now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, George Brown.
Yes.
I feel like George Brown is the school in like the GTA for cooking.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's definitely
St. James campus too, or the one on the east end?
like Adelaide and Sherbourne or whatever that is. Yeah, that's where I went. I took like I think it was only like an 8-month program though. I thought about it and I was like, I always like weighed. I was like, what is the better experience, like working in a restaurant or going to school? So you know what I did? Both. Okay. No, I did full-time school, full-time work. So I was working 40 hours a week, in school like 40 hours a week. It was insane, but it was like a great like baptism by fire. Just got like really put through the ringer, and I got to learn practical experience working at the restaurant, like what the real world of being a chef is like, rather than the like romanticized version I had in my head for sure. And then also got like a really great just like bunch of real like school knowledge. What's that called?
Hands-on experience?
No, not the hands-on experience, but more like the
theoretical.
The theoretical, exactly. Like stuff that I wouldn't be like at the restaurant I was specifically working at. Things I definitely wouldn't have done on a day-to-day basis. So I got to like learn what I thought was like pretty much everything in a pretty condensed amount of time, which was really great.
Okay, this is gonna be like maybe off topic a bit, but cooking related. What's like your favorite type of cuisine?
Really
to
tough.
cook. Sorry, I just like kept thinking about it, and I was like, I want to ask.
It's a good question. It's a good question. I think like an easier question would be like, what's my death row meal? And
okay, that's our favorite question.
Literally, it's like my go-to thing.
Okay.
That is our favorite question to ask. And we've had someone else on the podcast before, and they're like into cooking, but she gave an awful answer. We love Alyssa, but like she could have given a better answer. So like I'm ready for this.
I mean, mine might seem like
Boston chicken noodle soup.
Mine might seem like an awful answer. Mine's like along those lines, but it's a bowl of ramen, but like real ramen, like good ramen. Like I would say Japanese cuisine is like my absolute favorite to eat. I went to Japan last year and I was there for 12 days and I had 22 bowls of ramen, which
holy
is
shit.
Crazy to think.
I had ramen for the first time last year. And now I'm obsessed, but I've only had vegetarian.
It like
you need like a spicy pork.
No, I like spicy. I like spicy veg.
You have to go spicy.
But
you have to.
I'm shocked because I like. It's not like I don't like meat or don't eat meat, but my sister like orders that, and then I got the spicy one and I love it, and I just like know what I like. But
what's your go-to ramen in the city, both of you?
I've only had Kinton.
Okay, Kinton is mid as hell. Sorry, but I would say Ishin on College is like number one for sure.
Can you Uber Eats
is it ramen?
You can, but like
it's called Ramen Ishin, right?
Ramen Ishin, yeah.
They have one,
Queen as well too.
There's like 4 locations all around Canada too. There's one in Ottawa.
Kinton, I feel like is just like the generic one. It's like the McDonald's burgers.
Exactly. Like it has its time and place, but like there's so much better ramen out here, like in the city specifically.
Okay, what's your go-to order? Because I really want to try that with the dragon one they have.
Yeah, that one's okay, but like I'm not like into a lot. Like there's sometimes there can be like too much going on in a bowl, right? Like what should really shine is like the broth itself and like the aromatic oil that they use, or like the tare, which is like how they season the ramen. Like that should really like stand out, right? So
wait, then do you use the chopsticks or do you use?
Chopsticks all day, man.
See, I use a fork with a little spoon bowl thing.
No.
Because then at least I get the soup I get the broth with the noodles.
Yeah.
But like people look at me like I'm crazy.
Oh yeah, you gotta go chopsticks.
I've also only eaten like takeout ramen.
You've never gone to like a ramen restaurant?
That's the other thing is like ramen is one of the worst takeout items.
What do you mean?
Like,
it was amazing.
It's just not the same. So if you thought that was amazing, you will think.
Because like I love it. I literally was craving it last week. My sister's like, you know what? I really don't want this. We ended up going to an Italian restaurant, but we were gonna go to like Ishin.
Oh.
In Ottawa.
Highly recommend.
I feel like it's so much better when you're like, mind you, I think everything is better eaten like
Yeah,
in wherever
100%.
it's made.
Yeah.
Like burgers is one thing I absolutely hate ordering to like for take home because I feel like the buns get really soggy in the box. Same with French fries. I hate them. Like shawarma, like a shawarma plate, I don't mind that. It's
yeah.
kind of like the rice, the chicken, or whatever.
I mean, it's like, yeah, it's probably the most balanced takeout meal
but
that
like,
you can get to.
Like a salad too. Again, some places put the dressing on. You got to take the salad with the dressing back home. 30 minutes later, the soggy, like it's kind of soggy. But like ramen, I feel like it needs to be eaten there because when they package it, they package like the noodles and all the stuff separately than the broth.
Yeah.
But
it's just not as fresh, you know. Like there's like a bowl of ramen. I think it was like Ivan Orkin, who's like a famous ramen chef in New York, said that like a bowl of ramen is designed to be eaten in like 8 minutes. Like you should be consuming it like super quickly. It's supposed to be like ripping hot.
That's how I eat, man.
Yeah,
I eat everything in 8 minutes.
Oh no, I'm the slowest eater ever.
Phil,
Yeah,
if you
so
see
it's
me eat, it looks like I have not eaten all day.
I love that.
Like I'm like a pig.
Okay, I don't know if like
Ask
none
it
of
anyways.
none of your restaurants.
Serve ramen, I know.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. Good call, Danny.
Yeah. I mean, I know in like part
Or
of,
like none of that cuisine either.
Well, technically, Piccolo and Melrose are more cocktail lounges than restaurants, right?
yeah, I mean, we've got a good food program going on for sure, but they're like very like it's like
Shareables.
Shareables,
Like,
like
not
stuff-
tapas. What's like an English word for tapas?
It's like almost tapas though, because like I would say Melrose is like Mediterranean.
And Phil, big shout out to you on this. Like Melrose is like I think I've told you before. Melrose is like one of my go-to spots.
I appreciate
like
that, man.
Your date night spot.
It is my date night spot.
saw
Have
you
they?
there
I was
on a
gonna
date.
ask
Yeah,
you.
they're
Have they
there.
like recognized you yet as like with different girls?
No, because again, I don't go.
Because
on
you
that
only
many
go.
dates.
Yeah, but you only go with girls.
But
Such a bad look though. If a server ever came up to you and was like,
Hey, welcome
Rick,
back."
different girl this week, eh?" Like
No, they
that's
would not.
terrible.
no, they
no-
wouldn't say that. But maybe like if you're there early.
The thing is, like we say,
I
it's my
don't know.
go-to date night spot, but it's like I've only really gone there with like 4 or 5 girls over the course of like 3 years.
I just feel like whenever you're going on dates, like I don't even have to ask you anymore. You're going to Melrose
Because it's just like the music is good. It's like old school hip hop,
Yeah.
candle lit where it's kind of dark. It's the one spot I do not mind sitting on the same side as the girl. You know, when you're at a restaurant, like I'll
Yeah.
never sit like at the Keg or at a normal restaurant. I would never sit on the same side as a girl. But because it's so dark and candle lit, and you know, like I don't like sitting on the chairs, aren't the most comfy chairs. Like I'll get on the couch beside the girl.
Yeah.
And like I don't feel weird about it. Like I genuinely enjoy it. Like and you see like the candles like on the sides with all like the wax like kind of coming down like
It's
and the
pretty
bar
cozy.
is really nice. You walk up the stairs, you see the beautiful bar where it's dim with like the bar kind of lit up. This is a Melrose ad right here.
I know, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
keep
I
going,
yeah,
keep
I love
going.
it. Actually, one of my most viral TikToks. I don't think I've ever told the story on the pod. So
Oh,
I went on a date with this girl. What was her name? Marina. Beautiful. It was our first date. So we went to a mini putt, party putt, down the street.
Yeah.
So we went there. That was mid. And I was like, let's go to Melrose. She had never been. So we go. And we were sitting right where, do you know the big, like, not a bay window, but one of the big, like, arch windows?
Yeah.
Right where the Piccolo patio looks up to, right? So we're sitting there. And we're, like, just flirting, having really, really nice, kind of like drinks. This guy comes up from downstairs. He goes, look, I know this is really random, but, like, you guys look so cute. We got these like cute photos. Like we don't want to be creepy or anything, but you guys just like you look like the cutest couple ever. I got these pictures for you, or videos or something. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of random, like kind of weird, but like okay. He shows us the pictures and the videos. I'm like, they're the cutest. You see us like holding hands underneath the table and shit, like really cute. So I made a TikTok about it, and I asked him like, "Yo, you cool if I post this? Like you can tell it's us, but not really." And it went like mega viral. And then like a month later, I never talked to her ever again. She like unfollowed me. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, who knows what happened there, but if you're listening.
That moment is
But
immortalized
Melrose
right now
is
anyway,
my go-to. I love it. And like again, the food's not too heavy where you're gonna eat super full, but the food's also like really good. Like the charcuterie board is possibly one of the best charcuterie boards in the city.
Appreciate that.
That's the only place I'll actually get
Sure.
charcuterie board.
Yeah,
I
never
like
order
have a
charcuterie
really
board.
hard time going to a
Yeah.
restaurant getting charcuterie board, knowing that I can make it at home. Melrose is the only place that I'll go and like
It's like
go
the
out of my
the
way to
honey
order.
too. Like
Yeah, it's like I mean it was all originally like the majority owner is this guy Brian Donnelly, great guy, one of my business partners, super nice. It's just like his like child of a restaurant. It's his first one that he ever really like opened as his own, and man, just like a great idea. It's like cozy date spot. It's literally like the perfect date spot.
literally, like I've never gone there with the boys. I've never gone there with a group of people.
I've only gone there with friends.
I've only gone on dates there.
Yeah,
it's
it is like girl gang or dates
or
for
dates,
sure.
or like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
going like a little group. But you know, it's like even people watching there, I love it. 'Cause I'm like, is this a first date? Are they on a first date? Like, what do they thought? Are they just friends? Is he trying to get with her because that's why he brought her here? Like, okay, so wait, how'd you get involved? No, I don't want to skip too far ahead. So, finished school. How old are you at this point? Like 24ish, give or take?
Dude, okay, so let's work it back. So I finished university and I was like, 24. I think I only started cooking like 6 or 7 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. And I just like happened to get into like some pretty decent restaurants. So like the first restaurant I worked at where I was still in school was Tennessee Tavern in Parkdale. So owned by Grant Van Gameren, who is like the owner of like Bar Isabel, Bar Raval, pretty like big names in the city. So after I worked at Tenny for a while, once I kind of like felt like I had learned everything I possibly could there, I worked at the Chase for a little bit. Absolutely fucking hated it.
Why?
Just the culture was like everything that you've ever imagined or heard about like bad experiences in a kitchen. That was exactly it. Like,
okay, that's fair.
Just super toxic, just like very like not conducive of me having like a healthy lifestyle. You know, I'm like, why am I going home and like wanting to like smoke cigarettes and drink to like just to like make it to tomorrow? It's like mental warfare, you know? So
that's fair. No, 100%.
So I didn't last there very long, but I mean like happy with myself that I didn't try and stick it out even because like after that I got to work at Bar Isabel for a couple of years and that was like probably the best experience that I've ever had. After working there for a little bit, I opened Bar Paquette. I
love it.
Crew there. Yeah, so I was there for...
I just went the other week.
It's like Dovercourt and Queen, kind of like two storefronts like east of Bar Poet.
It's like
a little wine bar.
Yeah,
like
okay.
it's a great spot.
Oh
Like,
my god,
another great date
I went a
spot,
couple like weeks ago and like
Bar Poet's another good date spot too.
But
really?
I don't know if you're being serious or not.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
As a date spot?
Yeah.
I love Bar Poet. Like I like to go rip at Bar Poet all the time. It's lots of fun.
I haven't been in a while. It's like it's fun, but like I've only had like fun times there. Like
okay.
Like I've never like.
Okay. Anyways, different opinions.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, when did you get involved with this group? And I guess this is kind of the group you're with now.
Yeah. So
what's the group called? I guess as a group.
We have like a management company, I guess, that looks after all the restaurants, and it's called Warm Welcome.
Great name.
Yeah, I feel like that's a great name for a hospitality company. So basically, like, so the pandemic happened. I was working at Bar Paquette at the time. We decided as of like, so the January, or I guess the December, kind of after it all happened in the spring, summer happened, restaurants were kind of open again, but at this like weird half capacity where people are sitting outside. They decided to kind of like close the doors as of January at that time, just take a break and regroup. And so I was kind of out of a job. So I don't know, I was like just figuring out like what I wanted to do. Brian, cause he was involved with Bar Poet originally. So I would see him all the time at Bar Paquette. He would just come in and grab mortadella sandwiches, whatever. You know, we'd always been chatting. He was always like, you know, like, oh, it'd be great to work together one day. And so, you know, that had always kind of been in like the back of my mind. I ended up taking a job working at Azar on Ossington when they opened, like essentially part of their opening group. Did that for a little bit. Had potential to like work at a restaurant in Prince Edward County. My parents have a place out there, so it kind of made sense in my mind a little bit. And then one day Brian was like, "Hey man, like I got an opportunity if you want it. Like I got the chef job at Melrose on Adelaide." And I was like, that's kind of cool. It's different from like what I've been doing. You know, it was like, I mean, I'm sure Brian would like hate for me to say this, but I was like, am I like selling my soul to like work at like more of like a King Street-y kind of like restaurant or whatever? But then I was like, you know what? No, I have an opportunity here. Like I can actually like make this my own and like do a cool thing. Yeah. So yeah, I ended up taking the job and it all kind of took off from there. So it started off like at that time, it was only Melrose that we had on the corner. We just opened Piccolo too. So Piccolo and Melrose are run out of the same kitchen. Yeah. So I was like the head chef for both.
They're connected
through
to the basement, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
really?
That's where Piccolo is.
If you go to the
same
bathroom,
bathrooms.
if you go to the bathroom downstairs, do you know how you walk in, there's the guys' bathroom and the girls, and then there's, if you keep going, that's where Piccolo is.
Yeah, I know where Piccolo is. I haven't been to Piccolo yet, but I didn't realize.
I stopped by when Shep did his thing. Ryan Shepard did the DJ
last night. Yeah. He was DJing at Bar St.
I love Shep.
Yeah,
he's
Shep's beauty, absolute beauty.
Were you there last night?
Yeah.
I was supposed to go.
Were you?
Well, because I was at the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so everyone was like making their way over there, but then we didn't.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Where'd you end up last night?
We went to the Keg for a drink.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
And then we went home.
The Keg's great. Shout out the Keg, man.
Do you know what?
Okay, they have a new drink. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it's called the Danny Ocean.
Oh, that's how you got it.
Well, no, I had it last week actually when I went with like my family, but it's tequila, Casamigos, amaretto, grapefruit, and soda.
Sounds delicious.
Unbelievable. I've never had such a good drink at a restaurant,
I love that.
which is like really random.
The Keg is one place. You're never going to have the best meal of your life, but you know you're getting an 8 out of a 10 every single time. It is so consistent.
It's consistent.
And it's such a good bang for your buck. Like, you get an app with a steak dinner and a glass of wine with a dessert for $50.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
love
It's
the Keg. Like
it
a
is-
guilty pleasure.
It's everyone's, I think.
like, I remember saying this. I was going to London, Ontario. This is a couple years back, and I was going to take a girl out. And I asked my brother, and I was like, "Yo, you know any good like date night spots in London?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like a Melrose in London. Like, you know any spots? He's like, "Why don't you take her to the Keg?" I was like, I want this to be like kind of nice, right? Like, I want it to be like different. He's like, "What's wrong with the Keg?" I was like, "No one's ever had the best meal of their life at the Keg." He goes, "Yeah, but everyone's always had a great meal at the Keg." I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, it's always, and if it's for that 1 out of 100 that it's not amazing, or sorry, it's not really good, they'll fix it for you.
Oh, 100%.
Or they'll comp your meal.
Okay,
or
they
they'll
just
do
got
something.
updates to their menu and they're actually fire.
I'm going there next Thursday.
Okay, get the Caesar Brussels sprouts.
Ooh.
They'll fuck up your life. They're like
Ooh.
the most garlicky. Like,
Yeah, but if
don't
you're
go on a
in a-
date,
No,
obviously,
I'm
and
with
get
a buddy.
those. Get them. They're so, and they're onion rings. We like shared a bunch of things last time.
Wait, we asked you what's your favorite thing to eat. What's your favorite thing to make?
That's like the hardest question I think like ever. I actually don't know.
Can you give us
like
like 3 then?
Oh, it's so tough. Like, I don't know. I make like cooking TikToks as well. They're not popping though. Like, some of them have like gone off, but like other ones are not. But still,
TikTok's
check them
fun.
out. They're fire. But I don't know. Like, I love cooking just like new stuff. Like, to be honest with you, I'm just like really big. If it's like, it's such a hard question, man. Like, if it's like me at home, I eat so boring. I'm like, I just want to have like some sort of starch, some vegetables, and a protein, you know, like very basic. But then if I'm like trying to go off in a video, like, I don't know what I made last time. I like made stuffed agnolotti with like boursin cheese and mushrooms with like a short rib ragu. So like, I like to do shit like that. Meals that take like 5 hours to make.
Just, he said boursin, like, not like weird like you. I thought you were going to say something.
Wait, like what?
Like boursin, like he said it like a normal person.
I've never said that word ever.
Boursin cheese. Everyone makes fun of me
I've
because I
never
say it
sa-
French, but I'm like,
I've
that's how
never
you
said
say
that.
it.
I've never said the word
So, like,
boursin cheese.
I just feel like you've made fun of me for like saying it like in a French accent before, but I'm like, hey, that's how you say the word.
when you say laissez-faire.
Oh my God. Okay. Brian does this all the
Laissez-faire.
time too.
Laissez-faire.
It's like I was at
Can you say,
laissez-faire
can you
last
say
night.
laissez-faire?
Laissez-faire.
That's how you say it now.
I'm
But when
French,
we're out,
laissez-faire.
Oh, you want to go to laissez-faire tonight? I'm
And I
like,
say LF now just so you don't make fun of me.
well,
So
no,
good.
because when you say it like that, you deserve to get
Yeah,
made fun of.
whatever. Make fun of me.
I will. Okay, so wait, you didn't
But,
answer
like,
the question
yeah,
at all.
I know. That I'm like trying to think. Like, I guess.
Actually,
like my
and then
go-tos-
Danny, over to you after. What's your favorite meal to make? Because you actually cook quite a bit. You're not a chef, but you do cook a lot.
Yeah.
Like my go-tos at home, like I don't know what I like really enjoy making is just like pasta, like super simple.
Me
pasta,
too. Okay,
you
that's
know,
my
like-
answer right
So let me
there.
ask you this: if your grandmother was alive and she's
Yes.
coming over for dinner and you're cooking or something, what are you making?
Okay, something hella bland. She hated spicy food. Tough question again, man. Like I don't know. I would honestly try and like make one of her recipes. I have this like binder of all of her wacky recipes.
Like
that I try
written
and, like,
bit, yeah.
handwritten or like pulled from like newspaper articles and stuff
Yeah.
like that she thought sounded like lit. And I would probably try and like make that, but what in my
your
version
style.
of it, yeah, and like try and like blow her socks off that way.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Daddy, what's your go-to meal to make?
It would have to be some sort of pasta.
Okay, which one?
I don't know. I have a really hard time. This is what I was going to say is that I have a hard time cooking for other people versus for myself. I can make myself great meals, just like see what's in my fridge, figure something out, end up being unbelievable. As soon as someone's there, I feel like there's pressure and I'm really bad. Or I'm not bad. I'm just not as good or as confident.
Right.
And I
You,
get
like,
really
overthink
nervous.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I overthink everything.
That's fair.
That's fair.
And like my ex used to cook a lot and like didn't trust me, which whatever, but I learned a lot.
Okay, but like for pasta, short or long noodles? What's your go-to?
Short.
Short, hundo.
There's like it depends. I really like a bucatini.
Okay.
Love if it's fresh.
Okay.
So there's a difference. Like if it's not fresh, then I don't like it. If not, I really like
Penne?
no, it's like
No, fuck penne.
like the
Penne.
no, it's like
Like rigatoni?
Yeah, like a nice penne alla vodka.
no, my favorite. It's like kind of like a
I used to have penne alla vodka.
I'm like
at
losing the
Chibo
word.
once
I'll
a
think
week.
about it. I'll think about
When I
it.
worked downtown, Chibo's lunch menu was like half price lunches. I'd go there almost once a week. Penne alla vodka plus the plate of bread they give for free.
Oh.
It's like $20.
There you go.
I make a really good vodka sauce.
Do you?
Yeah.
So okay.
I'll make it for you under that. I can actually make no problem.
So I think any pasta comes down to the sauce. It's not. I don't think it's as much about the pasta itself. To me, I'd rather have homemade sauce with store-bought noodles than store-bought like
fresh
actual
is
Okay.
better.
pasta than store-bought sauce with fresh noodles.
I think
I got a hot take right now.
Yeah.
I prefer like dry noodles to fresh noodles,
No.
unless it's a stuffed pasta.
no.
Like that's if it's stuffed, fresh, 100%. Obviously,
how do you not do it if it's not fresh?
It's a great point, Rick.
If it's like frozen?
No,
The
I
opposite
mean
of
like
fresh
I mean
stuffed pasta.
But you know, maybe if it's like extruded pasta, like I'd be down with that. Like okay, so there's like two ways to make pasta, right? You make like sheets of pasta, you cut the shapes, or you extrude it. So you put the dough in this machine, and it pushes through like
yeah.
You like cut the noodles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think like you can get superior, just like store bought like dry pasta
Okay, what's your favorite store-bought dry pasta?
brand.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
It's a
know.
big shout out here.
I don't know anything that's like brass cut, like anything that's like a rougher like texture pasta, because that's what like keeps
Yeah.
the, like holds the sauce. But like off the top of my head, I don't know. Like I couldn't even like name a pasta brand right now. That's
gonna
not
say-
trash.
Yeah.
What's the one that Bargnani promoted when he was here?
Who?
Like whatever the blue and yellow label is one, like
Yeah.
to catch you or whatever or something
yeah,
like that.
that's
Like
like-
I think that one's fine. Like
Yeah, it's like I feel like that's a basic brand to get.
yeah.
But I was gonna say Longo's has pretty good pasta. Like dried pasta.
I haven't made pasta in probably like 9 years.
You're on the cut.
No, I just like I hate cooking.
Yeah, fair enough.
For me, again, I live alone. I eat 90% of my meals a week alone. I think cooking for one person is like the most annoying thing ever. Because not you got to cook alone.
No, I
so it
loved
takes
it.
30 minutes. Then you got to eat alone, which takes another 6 minutes. Then you got to clean alone. And I don't like using a dishwasher, so I wash most of my things by hand.
Interesting.
So to me, it's like an hour process, everything by yourself. Like, and again, I'm not a great cook. I'm not a bad cook, but I can go to the keg for $40 and have a nice, three-course meal for $40. Like instead of doing it all by myself and having to go through the annoyance of doing it for
Thanks, man.
$40.
That's the other thing too, is like groceries are so expensive
Oh,
these days.
yeah,
Like,
You
it's
can't go to the grocery
especially for
store
one
buying
person.
5 things and it's $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't spend less than $50 and I'm buying. I don't know what I'm buying.
And you're like, why did I not just order food?
So honestly,
Yeah.
At that point.
especially with like a DoorDash or like an Uber Eats or whatever, like there's always something on sale. Always something on
Oh yeah.
sale.
Or like
Like,
buy
I
one,
get
Groceries on sale now.
Like there's always something on sale. But before, what I always used to do, even I do it now, the few times I actually do cook, I'll go to like the grocery store. I'll buy 3 heads of lettuce, 3 avocados, a ready-made chicken, and like some like, I don't know, maybe spinach or something like arugula to just like top the salad. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, fried onions or something, like a salad topper. And before it used to be $20 for all that.
Yeah.
Now it's like 47 or something. And I'm just like, how did this happen? The chicken used to be $11. Now it's 25. And I'm like, okay, I know you're shopping downtown, makes it a little bit more expensive.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
the
used
thing. Where are you shopping though? Are you going to like Loblaws up
no, I'm going
Portland?
like Rabba, like even worse.
Oh, that's yeah.
Okay.
You're getting rinsed. You're taking a haircut on everything
Yeah.
again.
Mind you, I used to live in St. James Market, St. James King and Church. So I used to go to the market, St. Lawrence
Okay,
Market.
yeah.
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
And their Pimo bacon sandwiches
Oh my god.
Are
fire.
unbelievable.
are the
Fire.
best Pimo bacon. Probably some of the best sandwiches in the city.
I was
Oh,
actually just
100%
talking about
agree.
that
I
last
have like
week.
nostalgic memories of that sandwich actually.
Yeah.
I met
A little
Hal
bit of hot
Johnson and Joanne McLeod from Body Break at St. Lawrence Market. Do you remember that? Like
No.
Body Break? No?
No.
Oh my god, okay, the story doesn't hit then. But anyways, it was like the classic like fitness infomercial back in the day. Like
Okay, I
when
know
we were
exactly
little
what you're talking
kids.
about now. Yeah.
And I met them there while I was eating this sandwich, and the memories like just burned in my brain.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. This is completely off topic. If you weren't a chef, Phil, what would you do? Or a chef hospitality.
Okay, if I could be anything ever in the whole entire world, I would love to be a professional golfer. I feel like that would
Are
just
you
be
good?
like no, I mean like I'm fine.
Like
Like I
90?
can play. I usually break 90
Oh,
like
so
you
you're
know.
not bad.
Like,
You're
no,
decent.
like I mean in the grand scheme of golfers though,
You're shit,
not
but
good.
yeah.
Shit. Yeah, absolute shit. But like I just feel like that would be so much fun.
Golfing would
And
be
you
cool.
just make a ton of money just playing.
Do you golf a lot?
It depends. Like recently, I haven't been playing as much, but there's some years that I do get out a lot. One of my favorite things to do. One of my favorite things to do with my dad. You know, like it's like probably some of the best memories I have with my dad are just like hanging out on the golf course and chilling. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially as you get older, you have a couple drinks and shit. Like you can.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. And then like, of course, the boys trips like golfing are just
Yeah, but
a
that's the thing.
blast.
It's like always like a boys thing. I actually like golfing, and I started golfing during COVID, and like me and my like cousins sometimes golf. I've golfed like I have like some friends that golf.
So let me ask you, if you
But
like
it's
golf, have
also-
you ever golfed alone?
Not by myself.
Yes, millions of times.
That's the difference. If you
Okay,
like
but I'm
golf,
still very new.
But if you like golf,
Would you golf alone?
No, because I don't like golf.
Okay, so I like the thing, and I also just think I like activities, and that's a long
Yeah.
activity.
Yeah.
I don't like things that are like quick and like
Yeah.
fast.
I've
Like it's like a full day thing. Did I go once this year? No. In the past, was I going more? 100%. And when I was going with friends, I had fun. But it's always a boys thing, so you have to make it like, oh, what's the days the girls can go? Like, oh, bullshit.
I think like so many people are like, oh, I love golf. It's like, have you ever golfed alone? If you've golfed alone, you like golf.
Yeah.
If you've never golfed alone, you don't like it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even when we were younger at the cottage, the one boy cousin was allowed to go golfing with the guys. None of us got invited.
Wow, your family's extremely sexist.
Yeah.
You hear that?
But guess what? I have my grandmother's golf clubs. They're like 25 years old, but like still, they're
My mom's
doing
got a pair of
great.
clubs down in
They're
Florida.
pink.
Same with my mom's. Yeah. All right, so you'd be a golfer, eh?
I love it. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like if you looked at me, you'd probably not think that, but
Golf's got all different shapes and sizes and
Yeah.
heights and lengths and like look at John Daly, like guy
Yeah.
crushes us like a 6-pack of Coca-Cola every round and like a pack of darts.
yeah. DC's Diet Cokes all day.
Yeah, that's Diet Cokes, yeah. And like he's, been around for how many years? Like 40 years probably?
Yeah, he's iconic for sure. Yeah.
And then you have Tiger, who was like a weapon. Now not so much, but let's see who else is like. You got Brooks Koepka, who's like a giant.
Yeah, I mean, like, definitely.
You got Rory, who's kind of small.
There's also just like this like subculture in golf of like that I feel like is making it kind of cool again. Like there's some like really like hype beast like golf stores in LA and stuff.
Like Jordan golf shoes.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
Jordan golf shoes. Like that's pretty huge to have like Jordan brand.
Then who
like,
else
getting
just
in
did it?
there.
Was it Jordan and Travis Scott just did a collab for golf stuff?
Yeah. They released like some like Jordan 1 lows.
Yeah,
that
I
looked
saw
pretty
that.
sweet. Yeah. They looked like they're super hard to get.
See, golfing is just one of those sports that, like Danny said, it's so long.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I
for you to
like.
play around, you live downtown, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I live like Little Italy.
Okay. So for you, where do you normally play?
Mostly at my cottage, to be honest. Like I used to get a membership at my cottage in Prince Edward County because it was like way cheaper.
But then you would be up there for a couple days, all right?
Yeah, or if I go for a weekend, I'd play like 3 days in a row. Sometimes I'd play like 2 rounds in a day.
But again, like my brother plays. And okay, he lives in Oakville now, so it's different. But if you don't have if your home course isn't in Toronto itself, which is only a handful. Let's say you play Eagles Nest, Richmond Hill. If you work downtown or if you work anywhere, like the drive to Richmond Hill is at least 30 minutes minimum.
Minimum.
Then you want to be there at least 30 minutes early to get changed, to take a couple warm ups, like swing, stretch, hit the driving range for a little bit. So you're at an hour before you've even teed off. You're gonna tee off, play 9. You're probably gonna grab something to eat at the turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at least 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours for the first 9. Another 2 hours on the back 9. You're 4 hours. So you're 4.5 hours on the round plus the hour before. You're 5.5 plus the drive home, or if you grab a bite to eat. Like it's a 6-hour event.
Totally.
Like that's a shift.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like that goes back to your point. Like me playing golf alone is like the most efficient round of golf ever, right? Like
Especially
I go
if you're hitting
alone.
90, like
I walk and I just like burn through a round of golf in like
3.5, yeah.
like 2.5 hours
Yeah,
sometimes. You know, like so those ones is like. I mean, I think you just gotta like think about like what you want to take out of the round. Do you want to have like a great time with your buddies, relax, and kind of just shoot the shit, not worry about the time, or are you like trying to like go out and just like literally just play golf? Like that's it.
But your most fun round you've ever played?
Tough to say, but like I think so. I do like a tournament every year with a group of like much older guys. Actually, it was like my godfather and like his friends. It would like start off as a bachelor party. They've been doing it for like 25 or 30 years. Those are like the most fun rounds. Like we go out, you stay there for the weekend, you just like booze a ton, you know, like no care in the world. There's like, you're not thinking about work. You're just out there like hanging.
Don't have to think
with your
about how to get
buddies.
home after.
No, you're literally like staying there. You know, it's like, yeah, that's like the most fun to me.
We've had a couple of those in down in Scottsdale. So I've done Scottsdale for bachelor parties 2 or 3 times now.
Nice.
And the second time was my brother's bachelor party. I think we're playing like TPC. I think I made it through like 9 holes, and then after that, like you looked in the back of my golf cart. It's just like White Claws,
dead
like
soldiers.
just all White Claws, just like covered. And like I think after the 10th hole, like I couldn't even putt.
Yeah.
I'm like standing there, I'm just like, there's 3 balls here. I can't hit this. Like,
yeah.
I think I played literally 10 holes.
It's like a fine balancing act, you know?
And
it's
when
like
you're with the boys, like when you're playing a drinking round like this too, where everyone's boozy, and like you gotta remember, you're catching up to the 4 in front of you, and then when you're teeing off, the 4 behind you just caught up with you. So you're always like,
I just shooting the
you're
shit,
with
waiting.
the boys, just having a good time.
Yeah.
Danny's like, yeah, with the boys, having a good time.
I'm having the best time.
That's it.
Okay,
I love
wait,
it.
what would you be?
Me?
Yeah.
If I wasn't in construction?
Yeah. Or content.
If I didn't do content either?
Yeah.
I said this, someone asked me this the other day, actually, randomly. I think I'd want to be some like a host of like a radio show. Like, I think I want to host like a game challenge radio show, a TV show or something.
Was not expecting that.
Someone
But I
asked me
could
that-
see it though. I could see it.
Well, because my background answer was like I would make TikToks. Like, I think it's the easiest job in the world. Like if I wasn't in construction, I would do content. Like I think it's no disrespect to any content creators. I think it's possibly one of the easiest jobs in the world. You can work from anywhere in the world too, and it's all you need is a tripod and a cell phone. And I love it, and I think it's amazing, and it's so easy to do. But then I'm like, hey, someone's like, you can't do that because you kind of already do that. I was like, that's fair. So then someone else, I think I'd love to host like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something. You know, like a show like that. Like, how much fun would that be? No, you can't see me doing that,
Yeah, I could.
right? Like, I think I'd be pretty good at it. No,
I mean, I think so. Yeah, for sure.
You have the
You get
personality.
the charisma.
I got asked to go on the
Yeah.
Amazing Race, so me and Elaine might do that.
That's pretty sick.
Amazing Race Canada, sorry, Amazing Race Canada.
Have you been on a lot of like shows?
No,
before?
I've
like
only been
you-
on.
For some
I've
reason,
been
I
on
thought
one. Do
you'd
you remember
been-
when we were in like just graduated high school? I was on
When
a
did
dating
you get
show.
asked?
I was on a dating show called Love Court.
Yeah,
Remember
okay,
that? That
dude.
was a big thing.
I was like in my mind convinced that you were on The Bachelor, but
No. I,
but maybe.
no, I.
When did you get asked?
About a week ago.
Well, like we fully did a video last year. You just didn't tell me about this. Cool.
Did we ever send it in?
No, because it got deleted.
How did it get deleted?
I don't know. Something happened.
There
We
it
did in
is.
Florida.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe you didn't tell me.
Yeah. So yeah, a producer reached out to me for Big Brother Canada, and I can't do Big Brother Canada because I'd get canceled instantly. Like, someone would piss me off, and I'd be like, you know what, you stupid. Whatever.
Don't even say it.
Yeah,
Just
and
keep going.
I'd get canceled instantly. So I was like, respectfully, I can't do it. She's like, well, funny enough, like my whole office loves you. Like you got auditioned for Amazing Race. And then I go through my emails, like the lady from the Amazing Race is there. She's like, hey, you'd be great, blah, blah, blah. I was like, the process is just so long and tedious. And it's in April, which I've got a lot going on in April. You know, pickleball season's about to start. You know, it's George's birthday, so maybe we get to travel somewhere. Like there's always something. But
Oh my god.
like, why can't a show be in like January? I do frick all in January.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's cold, it's snowy.
Or November.
No, November's a great month. What are you talking about? I was just in Nashville. I'm going to Buffalo next week. Are you a football fan?
Yes.
We
Yeah,
might have an
yeah.
extra ticket.
Really?
I'll let you know,
Dude,
Phil.
hit
I'll
me
let
up.
you know.
I'm actually going to 2 football games.
I've
In
never
2
been
weeks
to
in
an
a
NFL
row.
game.
You've
Really?
never been to an NFL game?
Never been. No.
Wow.
Oh my god, even I
Yeah.
have.
Wow.
I
Phil.
know. It's embarrassing. I know, but
Wild.
Who's your
really,
team?
I'm
You're
like,
a Jets guy or something stupid.
No.
I'm seeing the Jets
no, you
2
know
weeks in a
what?
row, which I'm pissed about.
That's
you know what?
shit.
I
Yeah.
just have to say Bills.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah.
that's
If
fine.
you're from Toronto, Bills is a fair answer. I did. I don't know if you saw on TikTok or Instagram. The Titans hooked me up.
Dude,
was
I
in
saw.
Nashville. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to the Titans. I love you guys. Nate, Jenny, I love you all. If they're listening. But they hooked me up with like floor passes and like box tickets. Like I was in the suite with like the guys from Outer Banks and who's the
Unreal.
singer? Chelsea Ballerina.
Kelsey
Kelsey
Ballerini.
Ballerina.
Ballerini.
Ballerini. The people who like created the show, a bunch of other like pretty big like country singers.
Yeah.
So it was dope, and I got to go on the field, which is so cool. And
That's
I'm doing
awesome,
the
man.
Bills game, NFL Canada. Thank you again. They hooked that up. So I got 4 tickets for my buddy's birthday because they're playing the Broncos. My buddy's a Bronco fan.
Okay.
Then I'm doing most likely, it might get canceled now, Detroit for American Thanksgiving
Oh, that's
because
great.
the Lions play I want to say the Bears, and then the Saturday is Michigan State versus Ohio State at the Big House, 100,000
That's
people, which is
unreal.
nuts. And then I'm going to Vegas in December to see U2 at the Sphere, and then
So
watch
cool.
the Vikings at Raiders.
Wow.
So just like
See, I'm seeing Jets this weekend against Raiders, and then Bills against Jets next week.
yeah, it's a tough one.
That's so sick. The only opportunity I ever had to go to an NFL game, I was in Miami with Blake McDonald and a couple other
Is he
buddies.
still jacked?
Oh, absolutely yoked.
Is he?
Absolutely yoked.
We're gonna look at pictures after.
Okay.
Blake was so Danny, a little bit of info. Me and Blake, we became good friends, and that's how me and you were kind of friends too.
Yeah,
kind of through
yeah,
Blake
yeah.
too. So Blake started. He used to be like a scrawny little fuck, like scrawny little guy, and then maybe in like grade 10 he started working. I was a lacrosse player, and then got absolutely yoked, like jacked, like jacked.
He's a big boy. He's like fully covered in tattoos.
Yeah,
now,
well,
too, so
I
he's
saw
like-
him maybe. I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago, and he was like fully covered. I was like, bro,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
did you get all these?
Yeah, he's still one of my best friends in the entire world. But yeah, so to get back to the potential NFL game, we were just ripping in Miami, and like nobody was any shape to go to the game. I bought tickets, and we just
Let him
didn't
go.
go. Didn't even sell them. Didn't go.
That was one of those days.
It was just one of those days. Yeah, it was. I mean, the party was worth it though. So,
Where'd you go in Miami?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
11.
Yeah, we went to 11. We went to Live. We stayed at the Fontainebleau for a couple nights.
Oh, so you boys shook it.
Oh yeah, it was crazy, dude. It was like the most insane partying I've like ever experienced and just witnessed in my whole entire life.
Do you know what the problem is? I love Live. I love Fontainebleau, and my buddy used to kind of live there. You know, it's like half residence, half hotel.
Yeah.
So anytime I used to go, I'd stay at his like apartment, room, whatever you want to call it. And then ever since he moved out, I can't justify spending the money to stay there because I get like Hilton's for, I don't know, $200 or something.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like Miami is a lot of fun, but like
So expensive.
it's so expensive. Like
It's very different for women.
oh yeah, it's like Vegas.
Yeah, it's like
too,
Vegas
right?
for
Like,
women. You guys
yeah.
come back with money.
I'm going this weekend.
Like my friends that like think they're rich, like here, when you go to Miami or Vegas, you're like just a
Yeah.
I will
tiny
never
minnow
forget
in
my
the pond, you know,
So
like
go ahead.
No, my first time there, I was there with my mom, her friend, and me and my friend. So me and my friend would go out, didn't pay for anything, had the best night, would like club hop, everything was great. Some guy friends came that weekend, went out with them. We still got in for free. They had to pay $80 just walk in.
Yeah.
I was absolutely shocked.
And that's the problem, like why you need tables at a lot of these places, because again, each guy's paying.
Yeah, but like
$80 to $100.
$800 for one bottle of their cheapest vodka.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
And we were
'cause
not
each-
even at the best club.
But each drink is like $37 after the
American.
exchange.
Yeah.
Like, we went. So my brother and my dad are doing F1 in Vegas.
unreal.
So they were like, Ricky, do you want to come? And I was like, to be honest, like I love Vegas and I would love to go, but I can't afford it. My dad's like, wow, like I'll pay for everything. I'm like, no, but Dad, you gotta remember, if I go to Vegas, I want to go to the nightclubs.
Yeah.
To go to the nightclubs, we'd have to get a table. It's like, okay, we can get a table one night. And we went to Vegas. We went to Vegas for work, and like our company, we bought a table. It was like $2,500. And like that was like a Tuesday night at like Omnia side room. And they thought, like my dad and my uncle thought that was expensive. I'm like, guys, that's what it is. So my dad's like, oh, we can get a table. I was like, Dad, the tables are going to be like 10 grand minimum.
Yeah.
Like to sit at the top with one bottle or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't afford it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Dad, you know what? Like, I don't care for the F1. I'm like, I won't go. Like, just, I'll do something else on my own that weekend or whatever.
I've actually never been to Vegas either.
This is my first weekend.
That's
First time
Wanna
ever.
come? If you want to come with us, I got a room. We're staying at Caesars. So it's me and my buddy Dom. You wouldn't have met him, but he's like a good friend of mine. We do like a trip a year. So we booked Friday. We leave Friday at 8 p.m. So basically after work. And we're on the Sunday night red eye. So it's basically 48 hours in Vegas.
That's all you need, though. I heard.
Do you know what? I like 4 days because then you can like have a rest period.
Right.
So we get in Friday night. We're gonna probably just do like hotel bar, like something chill. We're staying at Caesars. Our flight round trip was like, I think I'm spending like $375 plus like $10,000, 10K points on Aeroplan.
Right.
Our hotel was really expensive because we're staying at the Caesars. That was like $1,600 between the two of us. So we're gonna go there, hotel bar, chill, whatever. Saturday we're gonna go shoot guns or something. Apparently you can shoot a rocket launcher for $50.
Really?
That
A
sounds
rocket
unreal.
launcher.
Where?
Yeah, in somewhere in Vegas. I'll show you because Devin
Hey.
was one that showed me that. Now Devin might not come. Then Saturday night we're going to see U2 at the Sphere, which is like U2's my only artist I haven't seen. They're like on my bucket list.
Did you wait? Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Did you hear who's like in talks about playing at the Sphere?
Adele,
No,
Taylor Swift.
no.
Who?
Another big concert we went to last year. I brought you to this concert.
Morning Wall?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Harry Styles. Yeah, I heard that actually.
That would be sick at the Sphere.
Yeah, Harry Styles would be good
The
actually.
Sphere looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like,
it looks
Well, this
like
weekend, like the only
crazy.
thing that's playing is like the Planet Earth thing.
Apparently
but
it's sick though.
apparently it's
You
really
have to
good.
go.
So yeah.
Apparently it feels
I-
like
we're gonna try to
if there-
go.
If there was a camera, this is what I read a blog post about it. They fed picture you are like, when you go to the aquariums and you're in the tunnel that looks over all the fish.
Yeah.
They say picture that, but you're in the jungle. picture you're in a little bubble and there's like the jungles above you and you're just watching people around you. I was like, so we might go to that on Sunday after because U2's not, or Saturday during the day. There's something where we could potentially see both. So we're seeing U2 and then Saturday night we're going out. I think like Diplo's DJing or something. And then Sunday we do the football game. We leave on the red eye Sunday night, back to work Monday.
That's great.
Oh, if you want to come, all invites open, buddy.
Dude, that's I've been very tempted.
Man,
for
it's.
Sure.
Are
you a big gambler?
No.
Okay.
That's why Vegas to me isn't bad. I don't lose any money gambling.
Yeah.
Like, if we'll sit there and like the boys are gambling, cool. Like I'll take out $200 and just like I'll lose my $200, but like that $200 will take me 2 hours.
Yeah, but like I want to like,
and I'll never go to the ATM to take out more money.
Yeah.
Like unless it's the boys or we're doing this together. Like we're going to the roulette table, boys. We're all putting in $200 each, and it's $1,000 for all of us. Cool, great, no problem. I'm with the boys.
Totally.
But you're not gonna catch me leaving the room to go down early to gamble, or you're never gonna catch me gambling between drinks, or like you meet a girl at the bar. Okay, let's go gamble. It's like no, you will never catch me doing any of that. Yeah. It's just like if the boys are doing it, I want to be with the boys. Let's lose some money. To me, gambling is you pay to lose. So you're just.
See, I get convinced that I'm gonna win.
Like I've had my luck for the year, so I'm good.
I convince myself I'm gonna win. Like I just want to go this weekend once, win something, buy myself something. That's it. Bye.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Manifest it though.
I'm manifesting it. Like I am gonna go. I have great luck.
I have terrible.
You don't have my luck.
Terrible gambling luck. I mean, I do enjoy like sports gambling, but not to any like alarming effect. You know what I mean?
Like a 5 or 10er kind of guy?
Like $20, $50, maybe $100 on a game, depending. And like I got some other buddies that will go in on like $500 on a big game or something like that. But like
Super Bowl, I'm spending $200 like total on the Super Bowl.
I mean that's still a decent amount of money though. Like I have some buddies though that they're dropping like thousands of dollars every weekend, but then some of them are very profitable. Like I'm like I think I'm up like $400 on the NFL season this year, which is like
decent.
all
right. Yeah, you're doing all right then. But again, that can change in 1 week.
Yeah, literally, I've been on like a skunk streak for the last like 2 weeks. I'm like, I should just quit. Like this is terrible.
I like betting on games when I'm there.
Yeah, fair.
Like, and I'll never hedge my bets. I used to do it when I was a kid. I'll never like bet against the Leafs anymore. I stopped doing that long time ago. I won't bet against my team. Like, people are like, oh, at least like if your team loses, you got some money. No, because then sometimes I'm like, this is a lose either way. If my team wins, I lose money, and if my team loses, I win money. But then my team loses, so like I didn't look at it as a win-win. I was like,
yeah, okay. I was definitely part of the win-win club. I was like, I'm hedging my emotional bet right now. You know what I mean?
So
like,
I used to do it in fantasy sports. In my dad's office, like way back in the day, they used to have a fantasy pool, and everybody would take Leaf players, and I would just load up on like Detroit or Ottawa, whoever was playing against the Leafs. And I was like, either way, I'm either gonna win this fantasy pool, or at least my Leafs are gonna win.
My F1 fantasy is doing amazing right now.
I didn't even know there was F1 fantasy. That's crazy to me.
Unbelievable. I have a great team.
I want to like F1 so badly. But
I love it. I love it. My sister got me into it.
I'm like you.
I want to though.
No, it's so good. I had the best time.
So we went to F1 this year, and I loved Montreal, like the city, to like explore. Like, and even the food was good. Where did we go? That really good restaurant, bar restaurant, for the Peroni event.
Cafe Gentile.
Cafe Gentile. I don't know if you've ever been there. Really good.
Really
Big
good.
fan of Montreal, though.
Food was good. Drinks were good. Food, in my opinion, food probably is better in Montreal because it's like very European like influence.
1,000%.
Yeah.
There's such good restaurants.
Well,
and in general too, like it's also like food is easier to get from the sea, like from the ocean there. Like it's closer.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've had this conversation with a ton of people. Like, just restaurants in general there just have it figured out, man. Like, I don't know.
So what do you think the main difference is?
So for me, it's like service is a massive part of it. I think we're trying our best to do it, but it's like, so I mean, I don't know. I think there's a thing here, like where obviously you worked in the service industry, so it's like a lot of people that are waiters, bartenders, servers, whatever. This is like just a job that they can like fund their dream. Like they do this so that they can like do what they want on the side and like get really like their actors or they do whatever else. And this is just like a cash grab. Whereas like I think for people in Montreal, I think it's more of a career.
You know what? I think you nailed it actually.
And like it's so evident in service, and it's like it enhances the guest experience by like 1,000%. And I love going to restaurants in Montreal. I just feel like you become like friends with your server.
Okay, what's your favorite restaurant?
Way.
That didn't even wait. She's like, "Fuck, give it to me."
Oh, best of all time is Joe Beef, 100%.
Okay, I agree. I love Joe Beef.
Wait, what?
The like steakhouse.
It's
In
it's
Montreal?
Yeah, it's in Montreal. So it's in Little Burgundy. They actually have 3 restaurants that they own beside each other. So one is called Liverpool House.
Yeah.
One is called Vin Papillon, and then Joe Beef. And I've been to all of them. They just slap. They've been around now for like, fuck, I don't even know, like 15, 20 years maybe? Like maybe not that long.
It's the best
been a
restaurant in
long
Montreal.
time.
Really?
Yeah.
We couldn't get a
dude, it
reservation
hits
last
so
time.
hard.
Sorry, that's why we
Yeah.
didn't go.
But like, yeah, great restaurants. Best meal of my life I had at Joe Beef. I had such a good meal there, and I had such a good time. I was by myself, and they got me so dinged up there that I like puked after because like I ate so much, I drank so much. It was like the epitome of like gluttony. It was wild,
Yeah,
but
those
like
are
still
you know
amazing.
what? Nothing like a good meal with good drinks by yourself at like a good spot. Like that's so underrated.
I don't think I've
Oh,
ever
it's the
done
best.
that.
You know what? I did it in LA at your spot, the spot you told me to go, Laurel Hardware. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
So I sat there. I was in LA by myself before I went to Vegas on this work trip. And Danny told me about this place. I was like, cool, I'm going to go. I'll post up. So I sat at the bar, and I got kind of lucky that I got a good spot at the bar where a lot of people like had to either come beside me or come near me. So I'm sitting there. You make friends with the bartender. They know you're by yourself. Like it's obvious you're by yourself. So they'll do like good service spots. Will do their best to make you feel at home. So he's like, hey, what are you drinking? I'm like, this. Okay, cool. Like, what do you recommend? And I always love asking people what you recommend because, again, this is your spot. This is your specialty. Like, this is what you do for a living. They recommended. Everything was good. Basically, every, like, other drink, they were, like, comping a shot of tequila or, like, oh, you know what? This shot would take really well with that because, like, I chase my shots with my drink. Like, okay, this, you know what? Take the shot. Your drink, like, you're chasing it will taste really good with it after. I sat there for probably 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. I ate and drank for 3.5 hours, and I think my bill was like $150. And I looked at the guys like, man, don't worry, you're good, you're on your own, like don't worry about it. Like I'm like, unreal, thank you, man. Like just top notch. I ended up going to this nightclub after because like some DJs.
Solo? You went by yourself?
Yeah,
I love that.
This DJ I liked was playing, and just like I just screwed up. I shouldn't have went. It was just not good. The vibe was bad. It was like an underground like Asian trance party almost, just like not my vibe at all. And like the DJ I liked just didn't play any of the music I liked, which was odd because I've seen him so many times. Just really bad. I remember getting in the Uber and I called Laurel Hardware back. I was like, hey, are you guys still open? Like, yeah, bar closes in like 15. I was like, if I get there, can I still stay later? Like, will you guys like let me? It's like, no, we kick everybody out.
Yeah, but next door's open. The bar's open next door. You should have gone.
I was
Employees
just like,
only.
Do you know what? I was like, I'm not gonna push my luck. I had a good night. You know, one of those nights. It was like my Saturday night this week. I had a good night on Saturday. I was like, I could have. You know, I got to bed at like 1. I was like, I could go out and like make this night better, but why risk it? You know, I had a decent night.
I have a question for you. He just talked about like asking someone for recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing that now because I feel like I go to a lot of spots over and over again, and I don't try anything new. I just like stick to like the basics what I like. So I'm like, you know what? I want to try something new, like surprise me, whatever. I've had great experiences doing that, but I went to a staple Italian restaurant in the city.
Will you name it?
I went to
start with a T and end with Aroni?
Yeah. So I went to Troni's.
I love how you knew it right away. Oh, you don't like Toroni?
I love Toroni.
So I love Toroni's
my the keg, but Italian version.
All I will say is cut my damn pizza, but that's it.
Okay, yeah, but like I've had like we've been going there. We've been going to Toroni's for like since I was a kid because my dad used to be friends with one of the owners. Anyways, he ended up moving to LA and opening up the one in LA. And our big thing was like I like Diet Coke, and they don't serve Diet Coke in Toronto, but they serve Diet Coke at the one in LA.
Really?
Yeah, because here they're like, oh, you have to be authentic, but like there's Diet Coke in Italy, so whatever, liars.
Yeah, what?
Anyways, go there, and I went to one on Queen, newly renovated, stunning, did such a good job with the renos. But we're sitting there, and we had the worst service I've ever had in my life. And I go to her, I'm like, can you like give me something different? Like I think I've tried everything on the menu at this point. Like just I want like suggest me like something.
Yeah.
Suggested me the most basics. Like I'm like okay, whatever. Anyways, then I was like, okay, I'll try this. Everything about that night in the service, and I don't know if it was just like a service issue or anything.
Bad night, yeah,
it made my meal not taste great.
Yeah.
Because I think the service just, and I just feel like
makes the food taste. It makes it taste cold almost.
Well, yeah, and it just like was kind of like uncomfortable.
And
like
you probably just also are like hyper analyzing everything and be like, you know what, like this wasn't even seasoned properly. And
but like I never
go
go to
notice before, or even like thought of really before. But you're like, All right, what else is wrong with tonight?
And I
You know?
never go there and ever have any issues. Like I always go and have such a good time, doesn't matter what location.
What's your go-to dish there?
I like the norcina.
Yes, I knew I liked you. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's what I get every single time.
It's so I wanted to get something different, and I really like the duck ravioli. Have you had that?
No, I've never had that. I
Oh my
literally
god,
only
it's so good.
Ellen Nortrina.
No,
Every single time.
I like. Yeah, no, get that one's really good, or the pappardelle is really good too.
Pappardelle is really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 2 questions. First one, are you the type of guy that when you find something you like, you'll get the same thing every time? Or do you change it up?
Like, yes, until I murder it, and then I'm like, I need to do something.
Try something different.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
happened with
yeah.
me with the norcina. And I was like, okay, I need something. I just need something different. I was so disappointed.
So, Phil, at your 4 spots, if someone walks in and says, hey, you know what, I want to try, like, what would you recommend somebody? I want to try something that's your best dish. At your 4 spots, what are they?
So,
and then give me the accompanying drink as well.
Oh God, that's hard. But okay, well for dishes I can definitely do. I'll try and do my best for the drinks. But so Melrose Hundo has to be the octopus. Like that's just like what we're known for.
One.
Like everybody comes in has that or like stick tartare. But like stick tartare you can get kind of like everywhere, and it's like
Okay, but
it can
not
be good or
everywhere's
bad.
good.
That's
Yeah, it can be
true,
good or
yeah.
bad.
Not
Ours
everywhere is
ours
good. Yours
for
is-
sure. But
I think last time I was there, I had the carpaccio too. Do you guys have a carpaccio?
no, but
So maybe I didn't
it
have it
might.
there then.
We did it. We just like did a new tartare, so maybe it was that.
So
But
maybe it was that.
But I would say for sure the octo. Like the octopus is just like so good. It's like octopus andouille, sour cream, kale, tomatoes, potatoes. It's just like I don't know. It's a very indulgent dish, but super super good. And then like I don't know, drink with that. I haven't memorized the cocktail list right now because we are always like changing it for like just seasonally. But with that, I don't know. I would say like every time I go to Melrose, my go-to drink is just like paper plane on the rocks.
A paper plane, you can't.
What's a paper plane?
Actually, you can go wrong with it if you get a
Very
bad
drink.
one. If you get a bad one, it's not good.
What is it though?
If you get a
It's-
good paper plane,
Paper planes equal parts bourbon, Amaro Montenegro, lemon juice, and Aperol.
Oh, stunning.
One. It's like Orange Crush for adults. It's so good.
that's a really good way of putting it.
We'll have one tonight.
It's
We'll
really
have one tonight.
sweet.
It's really
too,
really
but
good.
They're good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you can have a lot of them.
No,
but
you like 2 max.
yeah.
Like 2 max. Okay, Piccolo.
Okay, Piccolo.
I'm saying it wrong. Piccolo.
No, I'm probably just saying it's stupid too, but
I mean, it's your spot. You can say it how it's probably said. I'm probably saying it's stupid.
okay, you know what? The tartare at Piccolo, I really really like because it's like an andouille tartare. So we make it with
Okay,
Sorry,
andouille is so underrated.
Sorry.
It is so good.
Sorry, what?
So andouille is like a
Andouille?
Yeah, andouille. It's like N.
How do you spell that?
N
Apostrophe.
Yeah, apostrophe NDUJA, and it's like a.
You've had it before.
It's like from Calabria.
Yeah.
Never even knew
It's
that.
like Calabrian, like-
spreadable sausage.
Yeah.
Super
Oh,
like spicy.
okay.
Like,
It's like spicy sausage,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's
it's
like
really delicious. But
Yeah.
like, so we like infuse an oil with andouille and then like flavor the tartare with that, with like guindilla peppers. So these like long pickled peppers, like dill pickles, capers,
Up my alley.
shallots, like super super good. And then have like a passed egg yolk like kind of around it with more of the andouille oil. So yeah, I think that's fire. And then like honestly, whatever rotating like red wine that would go with that, I would say like a Sangiovese would be really good. That'd probably be my go-to at Piccolo. St. John's, go for the steak and Guinness pie. Get a pint of Guinness, 100%.
What's a
That's
steak
like
and Guinness pie?
So it's like a kind of like a stewy pie filling, and then on top is like puff pastry. It's like stuck in the oven, so it's like.
Oh, like those
a
pies
pot-
we
like
got
a
at
pot
Borough
pie
Market.
kinda
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
It's like very rich and like six to your ribs kind of vibes. Like,
Do you guys still do karaoke there?
so we will very soon. It's a great question. We so at St. John's right now. It used to be the Office Pub, right? So it
Yeah.
used to be this like 3-level bar. We took over. We only really renovated the first floor. We now have the second floor is opening actually in a couple weeks. It's going to be like oyster bar,
Oh,
like
fun.
seafood focused, really beautiful space. We took over the building beside it. We're opening another little bar that's going to be just like an extra room on St. John's called The Snug. And then above that, we're actually putting in 3 karaoke rooms.
Okay.
So
I had
we
like the
are
best
bringing it
karaoke
back.
nights
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I've
gonna
only
be
ever
great.
done it twice, and one time I was so blackout, and I remember just walking by and seeing a sign that says karaoke, and I walked in like I don't even remember who I was with, and like the place is slammed, like all like young people, like all like college, university kids.
Yeah.
And I was just blacking. I put my name on a song, and like somehow my name got picked like right away.
Okay, I was pissed that mine didn't get picked, so I walked out and I stood on the tables.
Yeah, I remember mine getting picked like within 5 minutes, and they're like, "Yeah, Ricky, come sing." I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I just got here. This place is slammed. I know there's a lineup. Got it, sang my tune, and like instantly walked out after. Yeah, I was.
I'm really excited that we're bringing it back because a lot of people do come in. They're like, "Do you guys still do karaoke?" And I'm always like gutted that we have to say no, but it's coming back, fortunately, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then just for the follow up to that question, the last bar, Paradise Grottos, which is
that's your newest spot, right? That opened this summer.
Yeah. So we were doing big backyard parties and stuff like that.
I've seen so much on it. Like I didn't know you were part of that group until I think I messaged you the other day about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that one's great. We actually just got a really good feature in Toronto Life too, which was really cool.
That's what I messaged you. Yeah.
But yeah, so that one, I mean that like the food there is honestly like my like favorite type of food that we make, I think, at all the spots. It's just like so much fun. It's like,
so what kind of food?
So
sorry,
it's
I'm just like so curious.
No, it's okay. It's like Polynesian focused, I guess. So we were like trying to be a tiki bar without being called a tiki bar, but like rum focused cocktails, very like fun, kind of like Hawaiian, but also plays into like Filipino, Chinese, Japanese flavors. So it's like super explorative. I love just like Asian cuisine in general. So our chef Mark Owen there, shout out my guy, he's done an amazing job. Like me and him got to work together and just make the whole menu, so it's been like the most fun for me. But my favorite dish there is probably, okay, so we have like do you know what like curry katsu is? It's like a Japanese thing. It's like Japanese curry with like a fried chicken like cutlet. So yeah, like I love that. And then probably there was a cocktail on the menu called Let That Mango, and it was like mango with like black tea, some sort of rum in it. I couldn't tell you the exact specs, but yeah, super fire. But yeah, we should, I think we'll do the tour to the restaurants tonight, and we can try a different cocktail. One of each. Yeah.
I like, this is like literally making me hungry right now. We're talking about this.
I was gonna say like, this is like perfect for like even the clips. I'm just like each bar, like boom, Melrose. Yeah. This is.
I just have like one question though. What's the hardest part about creating the menu?
That's a good one, Danny.
I mean, it's a lot of R&D. Like, so my like whole process, usually like when we're opening a new spot, I'll like write a menu, and then I'll kind of like present it to the chef that I'm working with. So we have different chefs at each of the spots, and it'll obviously change, you know, like because they want to put their touch on it too. But I'm like, this is kind of like what we're going for, and they'll be like, okay, cool, and like we'll like work from that. Some of the dishes will stick, some of them won't. But the toughest part is like you think something will work in your mind, and then you try it in real life and it just doesn't, right? And the best dishes that we've ever made, especially at Paradise, were when like Mark and I were kind of like backs against the wall, like, fuck, what do we do now? And then just kind of like, okay, let's try this. Like, let's just do this like weird thing that we just thought of. Like, we're launching brunch in a week. We're launching on Sunday. So we're like, okay, we're making like chicken and waffles. We're like, we have to have chicken and waffles. It'll be like a great combo. I'm like, okay, what if we did like scallion pancakes? You know what those are? Like when you get dim sum? I was like, what if we made the waffle like a giant scallion pancake? So it's just like weird ideas like that where I'm like why don't we try and just like add these?
Do something like put a little spin on a classic.
Yeah. So I mean, like sometimes that works though, and sometimes you're just terribly wrong. Like for instance, with the scallion pancake dough is so much different than waffle dough that when you take a scallion pancake and put it into a waffle iron, it does not come out like how you think. So you have to like adapt.
Well, it's almost like
that's half the fun though, right? Yeah. Like you're just like you're problem solving. You're just kind of like working
especially
around.
If you're friends with the people too, like you're doing this with your buddies almost. You're like, hey.
I mean, that's it. I have like a different relationship with every one of the chefs and how we work together and how we like make dishes. So it's a lot of fun, but it's very different. It's kind of like this dynamic managing experience, you know, like some of the like Mark, for instance, like me and him are like very much just like we can sit down, have a beer, and like write a menu and just like think of things. And like there's other like Chris, our chef at St. John's, like for him, he comes to me with ideas, and I'll kind of just like give him my like honest feedback and criticism about the things that he's come up with. And then with Mike at Melrose, it's like a combination of those two, where we'll cook together, but also he'll have his ideas that he'll bring to me, and I'll kind of like give him my feedback.
You know, as he was talking, you know what I'm thinking? Like doing what you do is it's almost like being a musician. Like you've got a concept or an idea for a song or for a dish, and then you go to someone else like a producer or a lyricist and like, hey, what do you think about this? And they put their touches, and then you're making something that someone else gets to enjoy. right? Like, okay, you can still enjoy your own dish, but it's not for you. You're doing it for other people.
Oh,
same with like musicians, the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, they make the song. Obviously, they want to love their own song,
for their
they're
fans.
they're making it for them, right?
And I think that's
There's so many similarities.
That's like one of the best parts about cooking is like, and I think like the self-serving aspect of it is like my favorite part of it is like making something and then like watching someone enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like it's such a like fulfilling experience to me.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a chef. You work with a lot of chefs.
Culinary director.
Do you watch reality TV?
I love reality TV.
Oh my god, okay, now we're best friends.
Below Deck is my
Okay,
favorite
that's what I was
show
about
of
to
all
bring
time.
up. I was about to bring up Below Deck because I'm like, chefs kind of get a bad
Holy
rap.
fuck, look how loud.
Yeah, I know, sorry, I'll put myself down. Chefs kind of get a bad rap on like the show about being like very like bitchy, under pressure.
Totally.
You have a lot of personalities to deal with. Like how like do you even change like when you're in the kitchen versus
I like to think that I don't. I'm like just in general a pretty like calm person. I can obviously get angry like anybody can, and like I can get upset, but I try and like never put my emotions onto somebody else. If I'm having a bad day, I like never want anyone else to know that I'm having a bad day. I'm sure they do, and I'm sure I'm terrible at hiding my emotions, but like I don't know, I'm not a yeller at all. Like I don't know. It's like it's different ways of managing, but like I've like worked in kitchens, like I said, like that I hated that experience, and I just like never want to put anyone else through that. So for me, I mean, I'm at a point right now where it's pretty nice because I get to manage the managers. So like I kind of need to like keep them in check when they're like getting like that. But luckily, like everyone that I work with right now is amazing, and like there's no like personalities that I'm like, oh man, this is like so difficult to deal with. Like. Yeah, it's very.
Okay, so now that you said you watch Below Deck, who's your favorite chef on Below Deck?
Ooh.
Do you watch like all of them?
I've seen like all of them. So I forget what her name is. She's really cuckoo. She's got dark hair.
Eat My Cooter.
Yes. What's her name?
Rachel.
Yes, Rachel. Okay, Rachel's my favorite.
She was on America's Next Top Model.
Really?
Yeah, I love her too. She's my favorite too. And she literally left and she had a fit one day and she left and she like walked off the boat and just like went to the captain and she's like, eat my cooter.
Yeah, she says.
But then she came back and she's like amazing. Oh, yeah, I love her.
But she's good, like super talented. I think she also had like some crazy sushi experience. I think I gained like mad respect for her when I saw her. But yeah, she was amazing. I have so much respect for those people though, because like as much as they do look like they're these like prima donnas, they're like getting all pissed on this.
It's like, hard.
They're by themselves, right? Like everyone else has a team.
And like the most specific things, like they have like 12 charter guests and they're like, hey, one's vegan, one's this, one's that, and they're doing all by themselves and every single meal.
It's crazy. And then like when they're not working, they have to just be thinking of the next thing that they're gonna make, right? So it's like it's kind of, I mean, they do get a lot of praise obviously from the guests, but it's like, I mean, the amount of
sometimes they don't.
Sometimes the guests are like, I'm like, oh my god, I could not imagine cooking for these people.
No, like someone came on and was like, you have shitty pancakes, and
or
it was like
there's not much flavor in this dish, and you're just like, just work for 12 hours.
Yeah, like people are just like, it's also reality TV, so like whatever. It's obviously over exaggerated, but I think that's like my favorite, I guess, character on the shows are the chefs.
Have you ever made a dish that you thought was gonna like slap and you just missed?
Oh yeah, like so many times, dude.
Okay, give me one that like stands out. Like we were like, this one, like this is gonna be the signature dish. I'm so proud of.
Okay, yeah. For one, okay, so we used to do this like compressed pork belly at Piccolo, and so like to do this, you sous vide. I don't know if you guys know what that is. So you're like cooking in a bag.
So
in
you
water.
remember Moretti?
Yeah.
So we went up to a cottage once, and Moretti sous vide lamb for like 4 hours or something. And by the 4 hours that were done, we were all so just turned that nobody ate this like 4 hour sous vide lamb except him.
Dude,
like we were all like,
this happens to me on every golf trip that I go on. My buddy's like, yo, you have to cook for us. I'm like, you guys promise you're not going to start partying until like after dinner? They're like, yeah, for sure. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. Sure enough, all the boys are just absolutely
20 beers deep. All they want is a bag of chips.
Like, yeah, like literally chips. That's it. Yeah. And and I'm sitting there like, okay, we spent all this time and the effort, and like I'm cleaning, like thanks guys, like perfect. And then every time I'm like, I'm not doing this again. They're like, come on man, it'll be different this time.
We'll change.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pork belly.
Okay, so yeah, so what we would do, like it in my mind, great concept. So we sous vide the pork belly. after it's cooked, we would in the fridge we would like compress it. So you get basically like the top of the skin looking like glass. Yeah. Like it's like super hard. So when you sear it, it's like the crispiest skin you could ever imagine, which like proven process. I knew that was going to hit, no problem. So I had done it before on the menu with like this like pomegranate reduction, and it like went pretty well, but I was like, yo, okay, I want to do it like Campari. I'm like, what? I need to find something that's like Campari, but I want to make like a syrup out of it. So I researched all these like different pops from fucking Italy that were like an aperitivo pop, and like I special ordered like all these different pops in. I tried to make this reduction, like it tasted like shit. I've never tasted anything worse in my life than this idea. In my mind, I was like, this is like the smartest thing. I'm going to get a Michelin star for this thing. and then sure enough, like every time that everyone tried it, was like, yeah, like, I don't know, man, it's just not it. I'm like, oh God, I felt so defeated. And then then you question your existence. You're like, why am I doing
I'm hoping this? Like soon, like one day we're going to hear about this dish, and this is the dish you're going to be talking about, because it's going to like, you're going to find a way to make it work.
Maybe I'll figure it out one day. Yeah,
one day. That'd be it's like a work in progress.
Yeah. It's so funny. You're so hyped, and your buddy's like,
yeah, everyone's just like, dude, yeah.
Nah,
like,
Phil, man, maybe we should change this one.
Yeah, like literally like that.
When you're like, yo, you should change, like try something this. It's like, nah, man, this you missed.
Like I will say though, like generally, I mean that one, I think everyone that I was with was like knew that I was working on it, so they're like hyped to try it. But like for the most part, I keep things like very close to my chest before I let anyone else try it for that exact reason. I like everyone have a very fragile.
Do you keep like recipes to yourself?
Not really, to be honest. Like anything. I have like a book of all my like written recipes that I've gotten from like every restaurant that I've worked at, and like what everyone needs to know is that like no recipe is proprietary. Like it's just not a thing. You can't like when you leave a restaurant, you can't take your recipes unless you just never showed them to anyone. But like you can't get mad at someone for using a recipe that you created under their like establishment. It's just not a thing. So no, to be honest, like there's some things that like maybe I like won't tell people, like, not even though I'm not gatekeeping out here. It's 2023.
No, like it was my nana's brother's wife, and she like made this one dessert, and she wouldn't tell anyone in the family. And every time she'd give the recipe, she'd like leave out one ingredient.
Yeah.
And just like whatever. So people just like trial and error over the days. She's passed away now last year, like recently, but she's still like. And then she made this like soup, and it was like literally like a poor man's soup. Like that's what like they used to like. It's called pastine soup. No one, if you Google it, no one knows what it is. We can't figure it out. She's given the recipe to 2 people,
and they can't make it the same.
It's never gonna be the same because there's something missing. I mean, and I know she's kept something out, and she's looking down at us.
Gutty though.
She's looking down at us, but it's just not the same. Nothing's ever gonna be the same.
I've worked with chefs though that are like that. That are like, nah, this is like my grandma's recipe. Like, I'm not giving you the recipe. And I'm like, okay, I could probably figure out a different recipe that will taste like better even. And is that better? Why don't you just give me the fucking recipe?
Well, it's like Coca-Cola.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like Coca-Cola. They hid like only 2 people in the world knew the recipe, and they can't be on the same plane ride together. Yeah. And then long and behold, some person came in and made Coke Zero under the Coca-Cola brand. Coke Zero tastes better than Coca-Cola with less calories, less this and that. No, literally, I think they're eventually gonna switch Coca-Cola to just make it like Coke Zero Coca-Cola.
Oh, Diet Coke's way better.
So you hear?
Diet Coke just does hit harder.
No, Thank you. Okay, we're literally best friends. Yeah. Goodbye.
The thing about Coke Zero, if you notice, Coca-Cola branding went from red and white to red and black.
Mm-hmm. They changed it, the branding, to make it more familiar.
Well, what was red and black originally?
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. So like, there's like not a conspiracy.
Wait,
I guess like a.
You're telling me Coke can't like regular Coca-Cola now is black.
Coca-Cola
and red?
is red and used to be red and white. Diet Coke was red and silver and red. Coke Zero was black and red. Mm-hmm. Those were the colors. Coke Zero was red and black. Now they're switching it where it's Coca-Cola is red and black. Diet Coke is still silver and red, and Coke Zero is black and red or something. But there's like people talking online that eventually the plan is in like 5 years to make regular Coke Zero. So it won't be called Coke Zero. It's just the recipe for Coke Zero will now be Coca-Cola.
Really? That's so interesting.
I don't know if it's like a thing, but like online on like Reddit and shit.
Yeah.
That's the idea because eventually like
nobody's
calories are going to
like
sugar, yeah, no one's going to want the calories or the sugar and pop. Like there's people that drink like pop regularly.
Yeah, which is crazy.
You're a Diet Coke. You just said
yeah. Like I try and just have sparkling water, but like if I want a treat, Diet Coke for sure.
Coke Zero. We gotta wrap
Yeah.
up here. We're basically at the hour and a half mark. Before we wrap up, what's next for you?
I do just want to shout out, actually, we just started a running club at Piccolo.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so every Thursday morning we're meeting at 8:30. We're just doing like a 5K in the neighborhood, just as like a
You obviously
way.
meet at Piccolo.
Yeah, we meet at Piccolo, and then after we do free drip coffee for whoever comes, and then I make like a soup for everyone, just a different one every week. So that
every
people can, like,
Thursday
refuel.
morning you guys do it.
Yeah, we just started. We've done
8:30.
2, and this is will be our 3rd week now.
You know what, Danny? We should go.
I can't run, but yeah.
Why not?
I just have a really bad knee. I can't run.
Can you hobble?
Yeah.
Oh, there's
There you
people who go
Bring
slow.
rollerblades. Yeah, there's like people of all speeds for sure.
Yeah.
It's chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like,
And it's right around the corner from here too, so it's so easy. I literally have no excuse.
in hospitality, like people are always getting together, and it's usually to just like drink. So I feel like this was a kind of thing that we could do that would be more about wellness than drinking, and just like, get people together.
Sometimes it's nice to have that.
It is a
Yeah.
good wholesome idea too.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
Well, it's so tough. So I know some of the guys at Ruby Soho did like no drinking. Like Asher has done 75 hard. I think he's done it twice. You know Asher from
Yeah,
Ruby?
yeah, I know
and
he
he
is.
got like super fit. How do you? I don't know how to word this question. I guess how do you not drink every day? I don't
It's
know.
tough.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
I don't know how to
it's
ask it.
definitely tough. I mean, hell, yeah. I don't know. It's really tough, to be honest. You're surrounded by it all the time.
all the
I
time.
think for me, I try and like maintain like a pretty good running routine and like somewhat fitness. Like I go to.
Well, you did the half marathon, didn't you? Recently?
Yeah, I did a half marathon. I did a full marathon in Ottawa in like May as well. I've done
What
like
was your time?
4:04.
Wow.
4:04 full
Yeah.
marathon.
Shut up.
Wow. Fuck.
Yeah. I used to
sorry.
actually be like a prolific runner. I suck now, but
Well, no, 4:04 is crazy.
That's unbelievable.
That's really good.
I'm like just
What's your half? Sorry.
my best half ever was
1:30?
1:37.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your half now?
The one I just did in Quebec was like 2:04. So
That's still good though.
yeah.
Anything around the two.
okay. I don't
Can't believe
run
you're half
at
and get a full
all,
4:04.
but I find it absolutely insane because on my TikTok it's all like the marathon pros that like beat the records all the time. How someone can run it in like 2 hours.
Oh my god, have you
A
seen
marathon.
like the
2:01
it's
or
like
something.
How is that possible?
it's like people they'll like at like these running conventions they'll set up a treadmill at the pace that they're running at, and it's like a full on sprint
And
You
they
can't
fall.
you can't even run on it for
yeah,
like a minute.
it doesn't
Well,
make sense.
The guy who just did I think he broke the record. Did it in like 2 hours and like 15 seconds. I did the math. That's like literally my fastest kilometer
Dude.
in like a 2 kilometer race. That'd be my fastest.
The one guy Kipchoge, who has the record, he did it in under 2 hours.
Yeah, like wild.
but like every
But
race is
wasn't that
different,
unofficial
right?
or something?
Yeah, he was assisted. Yeah. I mean, but
it was,
still,
it was like the special shoes or something.
I don't know
He
about
broke
that.
something.
Like,
he broke a record in shoes. I know. It was like a Nike commercial.
It's pretty crazy.
So
No,
George-
a woman did that too.
Have you met George? Like
I don't-
one of my homies.
I told George this story. I literally sent him. I'll show you our group chat. I said this when I was
It's
at his
like a year
house.
ago.
Oh no, there's a woman who just broke some record with these Nike shoes too.
Oh no, we're talking about Elliot Kachoko or what's his
Yeah,
name?
Elliot Kipchoge.
Yeah, he broke a record in like these like pink Nikes that like had like extra cushions or something.
Yeah, there's a Nike too. Some woman just like beat it in like France or something, somewhere in Europe.
But George is he's a big, and so is Danny's best friend Becca, his fiance. They're big runners. They did the New York Marathon
Yeah,
last
it's
year.
just
A year
It was
ago.
it was yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know what? Now I don't know why. It's like yesterday. I guess maybe I was on my phone more than normal, and I saw so much content around the New York Marathon.
See, I didn't see any this year.
I saw, mind you, I guess you weren't on your phone as much yesterday, right? You were with your friends all day.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw so much.
I was on my phone because again, I got home.
Oh, I was there last
So
year.
here, and this will lead into my story, and then we can wrap up. So last night I got home. I had this like long meeting for my pickleball team. I own a pickleball team.
Amazing.
Wild. So I got home. I was like, kind of bored. I'm like, do I go out drinking? I didn't want to drink, and this wine was open, and I had like a sip of it because I just wanted to taste it. So I was like, you know what? Let me pour a glass. It's already open. Pour myself a glass, and I did. I took some mushroom tea last night, and you're like, if I make 3 glasses or 3 cups, and I have one of the 3, it's like microdose. If I have like 2, I'm like, you start to feel something. If you have 3, like you're almost there, right? So I'm just sitting on the couch, like just doing that. I'm going through my TikToks and I'm seeing all these like New York Marathon things. I'm like, this is crazy. And I messaged Danny earlier. I'm like, Dan, I got a funny story I got to tell you. So you want to know the embarrassing thing I did as I was like, not high on mushrooms, but as I was like feeling it yesterday. Didn't I email a girl? Like, you know how like I get emailed.
Email?
Like I emailed a girl. Like I was like, you know what, this is a way to stand out. Instead of DMing her for like the 4th time, I'm going to email this girl.
I hope she never answers you.
Of course she didn't answer. Who the fuck answers an email?
You don't answer your email.
I never.
Were you like, I hope this email finds you well?
Oh my God, I don't want to read it. Can you read it to us after?
I'll read it to you after. So I get, because of like,
I'm embarrassed for you.
I do TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So I get like,
I'm really embarrassed for you.
Like an email a week. Just like some random person shooting their shot. And out of the probably 50 I've got, none have hit. And I always say the same thing.
They're never going to hit.
But wait, I was like, if someone was cute and put their photo in.
No, they're never going to hit. What is it going to be, like a bachelor audition? No.
If they were cute and they put their photo in. And as I'm like going through, because I got one yesterday, an email from somebody else. I got this. I'm like, you know, they should have put their photo in. Why wouldn't they put their photo in? Like, why would you not put a photo in?
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe you put a photo in and you were cute, I'd respond. And then I'm scrolling through Instagram, like going through TikTok, and I see this girl that, like, you know, I think is just perfect. And I've DM'd her in the past, she never responded. So I'm like, you know what?
Oh, who is it? Just say it aloud.
No, I can't. I'll sneaky tag her in the clip. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna send her an email. And I thought it was a brilliant idea last night.
Yeah.
I'm like just on the couch, like by myself, just watching football, drinking my wine, drinking my mushroom tea, and I send this girl an email. And like, I woke up this morning and like I had a dream about it. I was like, oh, she responds to my email. Obviously, like I wake up and I'm like, I can't believe I just sent the girl an email. I'm 33 years old, and I sent this girl like, hey, this is who I am. Like, here's a picture of me. Like, let's go out. Like, obviously not those exact.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed for you.
I woke up and I'm like,
Ricky, that's actually the most embarrassing thing.
It is. It probably is. Second was when I unfollowed
and
Shannon.
that's not me being traumatic.
No, I mean, you could have hit her up on LinkedIn, so this is better.
I got a message on LinkedIn, a booty call on LinkedIn.
Ew.
That was funny.
That's amazing.
See, that's not embarrassing though. Like, yo,
he doesn't follow me on LinkedIn.
Shoot a shot, man. Yo,
he doesn't follow me on LinkedIn. And I got a message, and it was like the thing that said like this is business, and it says, hey, text me.
At
3:03, 3 a.m.
I love it. You know what? In my mind, I was like, yesterday I was like, you know what? This is so. I'm like, I'm gonna stand out. She probably gets like 100 DMs a day. She probably gets 0 emails a day. I'm gonna stand out.
No, she saw this lunatic sent me an email.
I'm like, how did I really do that? How did I think that was a good idea last night?
Well, I think that's it.
If she didn't respond to my DMs, obviously she's not responding to my email. I guess on that note, we'll wrap it up. We're going to do the tour tonight. You guys will see the content. We want to give a big shout out to Hardbite Chips, our sponsors. Have you tried them at all?
I don't know if I have.
You should. You can try them tonight.
Yeah.
They look great.
Well,
Canadian brand, all natural, very, very good. You can find them like nationwide in all grocery stores and all health grocery stores too.
I'd let you try the spicy ketchup, but I devoured them yesterday. And I actually devoured the avocado ones today too. We're just sitting down waiting.
Like we can barely eat them because Ricky just eats them so quickly. A full bag to his face. So
they don't say family size. At least that makes me feel a little bit good about myself. You ever eat like a family size bag?
Okay, but they're not like snack size. They're like Halloween candy. Like
that's bigger than that bag though. That one's the big one.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, control yourself. Anyways,
thank you, Hardbite Chips. We appreciate you, Phil. If people want to find out more about you, your life, everything you're doing, where can they go? How can they find you?
Find me on Instagram, Philip on Tacos.
How did I forget to tell Danny that? Like, I think when I first saw it, I was like, how good is this TikTok? Is this Instagram name? His name's Phil, obviously, Philip on Tacos.
Oh, my God.
It's honestly from an old Taco Bell commercial. And,
really?
Yeah, there's a Taco Bell commercial where this guy's sitting in an office, and, like, over the loudspeaker, it says, Philip on Tacos, $9.99. Philip on Tacos, $9.99.
It's just, it's perfect, because your name's Phil. Phil, you get it.
Yeah. But, yeah, definitely that's the best way to find me. Instagram, also on TikTok, Philip on Tacos. Follow the boy.
And check out his restaurants.
Please do. Yeah, Melrose on Adelaide, Piccolo Caffe, Vino, St. John's Tavern, Paradise Grotto. Soon to come in the financial district, we also have Every Side. It's going to be our next restaurant. So
Every Side?
Every Side, yeah.
Okay, very cool.
And
so for anyone wondering, it's basically all of them are at John and Adelaide.
Yeah, pretty well.
Basically at that corner.
Yep.
You guys basically own that corner. But
Yeah.
Paradise Grotto's on the backside, right?
Yeah, it's like just behind Melrose where Parlor, the nightclub, used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, Parlor's not there anymore?
No, now it's Paradise Grotto.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, if you made it to the end of this, we appreciate you. We love you. Give Phil a follow. Give Danny a follow. Give myself a follow. Share this with your friends. Until next week.
Peace.
Cheers, pals.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain. And I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high got alone.